many dreams, books, millionaires, ideas, skills, unfinished accomplishments are in the grave. Take a moment and think, what am I doing between the dash? You have to move right now because tomorrow is not promised. Join the Divine Connections movement in a couple of ways. 1, download the app for free. 2, subscribe to Divine Connections magazine. 3, if you have a book, a product, a service, gospel music, business, health and wellness product, church, or anything creative, join the Divine Connections Movement VIP and make a commitment to join a network that supports others, give you major exposure, customer retention, and customer engagement. To find out more about VIP, text 336-338-8903 or email divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com.
Divine Connection Marketing is a 500 Fortune company that can always connect you to the right connection. Check them out.
Businesses all across the planet are looking to make connections with people. Well, guess what? Divine Connections Magazine is helping businesses not only walk in their purpose and passions, but to get connected to their potential. That's right. You've got to connect to your potential, and you can make it happen now because it is time to know your worth. As you get connected to people all across the planet, Divine Connections Magazine will make it happen. And get featured in the magazine today and get your copy now, because there's no other time than a divine time to get connected to Divine Connections Magazine.
Great day, everyone, and welcome to Divine Connections Show. I am your host, Deloris Williams with Divine Connections Magazine. It is a faith-based and inspirational magazine that comes out quarterly in print as well as online. We connect with different businesses, entrepreneurs, gospel artists, praise dance, mimes, vendors, anyone that's doing something great in the community. Then twice a year, we have big events, one in March, one in October. March is my anniversary, which is actually coming very soon this Saturday, March 25th at Beyond Measure Ministries, 904 East Main Street, Hall River, North Carolina, which is basically Burlington. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Tickets are $10. We're going to have mime groups. We're going to have quartet groups. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have sponsors, and we're going to have a men's panel talking about mental health, life challenges, and how to be a better man. So it's going to be good. Make sure you guys go ahead and register and get your tickets. It's only $10. Then in October, we have another event called Bring It, where we have praise dance groups, mimes, vendors, and youth vendors. And we're going to have this coming up October 14th. So mark your calendars for that. Then on Wednesdays, we have our podcast here between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m., where we put on the stage people who are making it happen in the community. They share with you who they are, where they're from, what they do, and they leave you with contact information so you can contact them as well. We also have our Divine Connection store. It's now available, so you can buy our hoodies, our shirts, our jackets, and let people know that you are a Divine Connections. And then we also have our app is now available. So Divine Connections Magazine, go to your Google App Store or your Apple Store and connect and actually create a profile. All right. So we are now on the phones as well. So you get your Divine Connections messages everywhere. And so let me just bring in a couple of videos so you can see what we do. I'm going to show you just a little clip of October's event so you can know what we do. Check it out. Awesome. So that's just a little clip of what we do in October. And then let me share with you the store so you can see the hoodies and the shirts and all the things we have in the store as well. Hold tight. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So again, don't forget this coming up Saturday is March 25th, the Divine Connections 13th magazine anniversary, and this is what you can expect. This is just a little highlight. It's going to be on. We're having vendors, mimes, gospel groups, a men's panel, and sponsors. Our groups are the Power Boys, the Anointed Ones, Marvin Bobbitt and the Rising Suns, Terrell Brown and the Gospel Express. Our mime ministries are Jared Terry, Greater Is He Mime Ministry, and Jerry Linsom Jr., No Limits. Our men's panel, David Dickens, Corey Rawlinson, E.J. Stewart, James Montague, Maurice McDonald, Marcus Holly, Milkins Tyler, James Allen, and so much more. Come and support this event. If you want to be a sponsor, text 336-338-8903 or email divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. You don't want to miss this. See you there. Awesome, awesome. So you don't want to miss that. Go ahead and get your tickets at divineconnectionsmagazine.com/events. All right, and check it out. All right, so let's get into it. How do you stay connected with Divine Connections? Go to our website at divineconnectionsmagazine.com for updates and news. We also have our Facebook page at Divine Connections Marketing, our Instagram at Divine Connections, and subscribe to our YouTube page at The Divine Connections. Okay. If you're interested in advertising in the magazine, being on the show, or being a sponsor for the show, make sure you connect with me. Text 336-338-8903 or email divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. And don't forget, go ahead and get your tickets for this event for Saturday at divineconnectionsmagazine.com/events. If you have not ordered your copy of Divine Connections Magazine, it is here and available for you. Go ahead and get your copy. This is what's up now, and our next one will be up soon. And so divineconnectionsmagazine.com/subscriptions. Okay. And then if you would like to be a sponsor on the show and you have a 30-second commercial for your business, your church, your organization, we would love to share that with the masses as we're on weekly. We'll do a 3-month agreement. And you can be on before and after our show. So we're excited about that as well. All right. So that's if you have a 30-second commercial, we can do a 3-month agreement for $150 for your commercial to be on our show. If you need a 30-second or a 60-second commercial for your business, your ministry, your book, your gospel group, or your event, we create those as well, and we would love to serve you. So if you need that service, let us know. I'm definitely excited about our book that is out, my second book, which is called The Key Connector, How to Build an Empire Helping People. You definitely want to stay connected and find out how I do what I do with the help of the Lord. So all of that information is in there. It's on Amazon, or you can send a link to me or connect with me and I can send you a signed copy. Okay. We also have our journal that is out now, Divine Connections Magazine. No, Making It Happen. You Are Divine Connections journal is now available. We write the vision, make it plain, celebrate and we thank God for all that He has done. All right. So you can get your journal and journal with us as well. Don't forget to go to our store for our Divine Connection apparels, hoodie, shirts, jackets, hats. All of that will be at bit.ly/divine connection store. Okay. And then we also have our app. Don't forget to download our app at Divine Connections Magazine. Go to your Google store or your Play Store, and we will go from there. Okay, awesome. So that is our information. And so for the good part of these podcasts, we have special guests that is coming on, and so we are excited. So come check this out. All right, here we go. And Maurice is in the house. We're gonna bring in James Allen from Mississippi. Pastor James Allen, how are you? Maurice, how are you? We have Mr. Charles on the line. And we have Kibi on the line. We got a lot of people today. Awesome. 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 Kibi, can you move your there we go. You know what to do. Awesome. So everybody can see you. Wonderful. All right, let's do some introductions. Let's start with Mr. Maurice McDonald. Tell people who you are and where you're from.
My name is Maurice McDonald. I reside in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and I'm so happy to be here today.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Pastor James Allen's in the house.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Again, I am Pastor James Allen, the senior pastor at Harvest of Hope Christian Center in Canton, Mississippi. I don't mind adding you, it's the hometown of the world-renowned Canton Spirituals Gospel Group.
Mm-hmm.
Also, being from Canton, Mississippi, Harvest of Hope is a church of empowerment. And we empower our disciples so that they can change their lives and their families' lives. A lot of them are starting their own businesses. A lot of them are becoming homeowners. Then we empower our disciples to empower the community to make change there. We do it through housing grants and different types of workshops that we're doing, money management, drive, and all those things. So what we do is empower people.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, awesome. I love that. He does great things, let me tell you, for the community, not just as a pastor. He feeds the community as well. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure you stay connected with him. Then we have Mr. Kibi. He is going to be one of our food trucks at the event. You definitely want to stay connected with him.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Kibi. My name is Alfonso Vico. Kibi is my nickname of Kibi's Crazy Casserole. So we will have our food truck. We have homemade. We have our homemade meals that we do. Everything on the truck pretty much is homemade except for the French fries. So we take a lot of love and care, and our whole menu is differently delicious.
Awesome, awesome. And then we have Mr. Charles Little.
Yeah, so Charles Little Associate. I've been in the financial service business now for almost 30 years, total 28 to be exact. We help people get all their benefits when it comes to Medicare, when it comes to different life insurance planning, annuity and retirement planning also.
Awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it. So these are some of the men that's going to be in the house. We will be celebrating men. We're going to have a men's panel, which is going to be awesome. We're going to have vendors and sponsors as well. So let's start off with Mr. Maurice. Tell us a little bit more about the products that you are bringing and why they're so important.
Yeah, first and foremost, I know that our health is our greatest wealth, and
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes most of our illnesses and people who are in going to doctors and everything, it starts in your gut. It starts in our digestive system. If you have
Mm-hmm.
a toxic gut, everything that you put in there won't work because you got to take care of that. Something called leaky gut. I'm going to be bringing a product all natural from
Mm-hmm.
around the world, fruits and vegetables that have been sourced together that taste like a fruit punch. But guess what? It's helping me lower my blood pressure, my cholesterol is back to normal. Lots of
Okay.
individuals I know need this. If you got a gut, this is what you need. We're going to have a tasting. Let people come by and taste it and get some facts, educating people to have, let's get people out of prayer lines in churches and out of doctor's office, praying for healthy.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's go with Pastor James Allen. We're going to be also on the men's panel, and we're going to be talking about mental health, life challenges and how to be a better man. So tell us a little bit of your experience with really working with the community, finding out and connecting with individuals, without per se the title, but as the man, and connecting with them and how that experience has been. And then you can bring them, in the church because you've fed them, you've talked to them, you've built a relationship with them. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, first thing, even with Jesus, things happen at the speed of relationships. The
Mm-hmm.
better you get to know someone, the more impact you can have with that person and vice versa. The
Mm-hmm.
idea is to make yourself available to people so that they can have enough confidence in you to trust you. And if they can trust you, I've always said to Mr. Little, if you can trust somebody with your finances, you ought to be able to trust them with everything else. So if we can get people to trust us with their soul, then we can get them to trust us to learn how to do better, to feed them, to clothe them, to help them. And after what we've been through over the past 3 to 4 years, particularly coming out of COVID-19, a lot of people are experiencing depression, they're experiencing mental letdowns. They've gone through a lot. And,
Mm-hmm.
and without pointing the finger at anybody except ourselves, I think the church has not done everything we can do to
Mm-hmm.
help people understand that the battle does belong to God, but we got to give God something to work with.
Come on now. Awesome. Look, keep going now. I guess stop.
One of the things we're going to be talking about on the panel is ways that the church can help people deal with mental illness. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we've said so long it's a demon and you're possessed, and a lot of that may be true. But
Mm-hmm.
God has been so kind to us to bless us with man ways and natural ways as well to deal with these situations. And one thing we have to do is educate the church that because people are depressed and they're going through different scenarios that are bringing them down or taking them out of the church, it's important for us to first reach them to get them into the church. It's hard to save someone when they don't want to be involved with the church. And when they see the church as hypocritical of the things we're expecting from them, it makes it hard to reach them. So when we look at people and we deal with the fact that you've lost jobs, you've lost homes, people have lost finances, and most importantly, they've lost loved ones. And when
Mm-hmm.
you put all that in a package and throw it in somebody's lap, there has to be a methodical way of dealing with it. And
Mm-hmm.
sure, prayer works. Everybody knows prayer works. But there again, you have to bring something to the table, some faith, some desire, some willingness, some hope. And that's what we do at Harvest of Hope Christian Center. We teach the word so that it inspires hope and helps people to live in purpose. We have to find those three things and move in those. Then we can get people to say, I love the Lord, he heard my cry.
That's right. Awesome, awesome. Love that. We'll talk more about that. Let's get Kibi before he jumps off again. I know he's on the road. So we were just talking about just different things. We have a men's panel and just talk about your experience with your business, how it got started, and how you've helped the community.
Um, we have a couple of products that were very popular, and we just
Sorry, everybody got the Amber Alert. Amber Alert this out.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, thought that was neat. So we had our Kibi's Crazy Casserole, which was a product that was really popular,
Mm-hmm.
and actually COVID kind of boosted us forward. So when COVID hit, instead of having the family over for Thanksgiving, we decided not to do a big thing during that time because of COVID. But a lot of people was requesting the casserole,
Mm-hmm.
so we decided we would just go ahead and put it out there and sell it. We were trying to do about 100, and then we did about 500 or 600. So we knew we had something very special. Yes, I've been cooking for years. I am one who likes to entertain and have people over, and so it's kind of natural for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we we jumped out of this food truck arena with zero experience, and we've found our way along the way. And it's been a pleasure, really, to be able to serve the community and really provide for those in need. and it's really been a great experience so far. But it's hard work. It is
Mm-hmm.
very much hard work. This restaurant tier, food truck tier is not for the faint at heart. That is for sure.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, awesome. And we were talking about just some things how to make men better and some challenges or mental health and life issues dealing with men. So, what concerns do you have with men and how can we make you better?
I think men in general have always been told to, suck it up, don't cry, be a man. So I think because of that, a lot of men hold in a lot of stuff. So I think a lot of times they have to have a safe space where they can uh, discuss exactly how they feel about whatever issue. There's
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Y'all hold on. He's freezing up.
Okay. Okay.
All right, Charles, go. You can take it from there. He'll probably pop back in. So let's just flow with that. What we're talking about with young men and how to make you better. And he pops back in. That'll be fine.
Okay. Do you want to start from that, or you want to start from what I do?
You can start from what you do.
Okay. First of all, when it comes to financial planning, I use a different approach, and
Mm-hmm.
I do my based on principle based teaching, and a lot of people don't do that because let me tell you. Well, first I want to define what a principle is. A principle is an unconditional truth that when you practice it, it gives you a desired result. See, a
Mm-hmm.
principle work for the good, they work for the bad, they work for the black, they work for the fat, the white, the skinny. It doesn't matter. It's a principle. If you jump off the building, you will fall
Mm-hmm.
no matter who you are. So that's how I teach the finances. And one thing when it comes to finance, I do a lot of retirement planning that I teach in finance is the principle of stewardship, and that's God's plan to provide for our life.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it wholehearted that we have been misguided on the principle of stewardship. I know I've done wrong with, it, and I taught it for a long time. See, if you're in a business and you're in a business and you let's say you're an owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're the owner and then you have managers, if
Mm-hmm.
the owner catch the manager cheating or stealing or wasting, what would the owner do?
Father.
Fire him,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in our relationship, God is the owner
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and we're just the manager,
Right.
and He has fired a lot of us.
Yeah. True
You know
that.
why? Because we've been stealing, we've been
Mm-hmm.
cheating, and we've
Mm-hmm.
been misguiding our money. See, have you ever met somebody who used to make $20 an hour and start making $50 an hour, and it's still the same way they're making $20 an hour or less? Just because we ain't practice the principle. And see, when we don't practice the principle, it doesn't matter if you make $100 an hour. See,
Mm-hmm.
God has fired a lot of people financially. I was fired financially for a long time. Until you start back tithing and practicing the principles of the money that you've been blessed with, it will not happen for you again financially ever. So that's I teach that with it. I teach that from the principle of stewardship.
Okay. Good
Awesome,
stuff.
awesome. And he does a lot of workshops, you guys. So for churches, the organization, um, you can connect with him and he can do workshops for your
Mm-hmm.
organization and churches as well.
Okay.
All right, Charles. So then we were going into about, just how men can be better and different things like that. So tap into that.
Well, we can talk about that forever. But
Mm-hmm.
you're right, men can be better. And I think men in general have lost their masculinity and
Mm.
allowed women to take on too much masculinity. And
Mm-hmm.
what I mean by that is, you know, when a woman get a better job or get a raise or anything like that, they let that masculinity take over, and a man should not allow that to take over from their self esteem. I feel a man has to do what a man has to do. They shouldn't get quote unquote jealous or anything like that. Well, there's nothing wrong with working harder. A man working harder, being a provider, that kind of thing. I mean, leading. There's nothing wrong with a man stepping up and leading again. For now, what I see now is a lot of women leading. There's nothing wrong with a man taking on 2 jobs or 3 jobs, whatever they got to do to lead. There's nothing wrong with leadership. I think Men today need to lead more and not be a follower too much.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. So let's also get into the mental, well, like the health and wellness and the mental health and wellness when it comes with men. You know, sometimes, well, like all of us, sometimes we don't want to go to the doctor when things are happening. If you feel a certain way, so let's go with Pastor James. Talk about just taking care of yourself as an individual, as a man, and not, being too prideful, like you don't want to, go into the doctor and see what's going on.
But going back to what Brother Little has said, and I totally agree with stewardship. But if we're going to be good stewards over the material things God has given us, we certainly ought to be good stewards over the most valuable thing He's given us, and that's our body. He created us in His image, and He created us to be perfect. And then He given us the opportunity to take care of ourselves. He's given us wisdom when we seek it and ask for it. And when we know when something is wrong today that wasn't there yesterday, common sense says, let's go get it checked. Why do we wait so long for something to happen before we understand the need to go to the doctor? If I may share this, I had a colonoscopy a couple of weeks ago, and a term I heard that I never heard before. It shocked me when the doctor said we removed some polyps, and they were precancerous. As I listened to that term, what does that mean, Doc? Precancerous. The answer he gave me was if they wasn't removed and taken care of, they would eventually become cancer. So what would happen if I don't go to the doctor and I sit around complain about a bellyache, and before you know it, I've got cancer? If we're going to be good stewards over the body God gave us, then we have to be willing to take care of it. And being masculine, be man enough to listen to your wife when she asks you or tells you you need to go to the doctor. Be man enough to tell your wife when something is wrong. Don't suck it up, man up. I can work through it. Sometimes we do, but the reality of it is that's why we have doctors. That's why it's critical and critical to have health insurance, because I don't know any of us who can afford to go to the doctor on a regular basis out of our pocket. So let us make sure that our disciples and people have the health insurance it takes to take care of their bodies. Also, when you talk about how to meet men, how to get men back to being men, I think the responsibilities comes with the church, where we have to learn to meet people where they are, bring them in being what we think they ought to be. Jesus waited till I got perfect to save me, then you know where I'm headed. So
That's right.
wait until it's gotten so bad until now we're trying to complain about it. Let's be proactive. Let's go out and talk to the guys on the streets. Let's talk to the guys on our jobs. Let's talk to the guys that we play golf with or whatever, basketball, whatever we play, and share with them what's good and how to gain it without giving up themselves. The statement is often made, if I had known when I was 20 I could have this much fun being saved, I would have got saved then. So why wait? Let's learn how to greet each other and meet each other. Let's learn how to make a friend before we convert them to church. Let's learn how to go socialize with guys and understand why they do this, where they're doing. And let's try to remind people that just because you got saved and you got brought into the church, you didn't stop having fun. You didn't stop having life. So let's remember all those things and meet guys where they are.
Awesome, awesome. And I want Maurice to chip in. There is, and you probably have to tell me the name because I don't know the correct word for it. Diver.
Ticolitis.
Diverticulitis.
Yeah, and I heard him. I heard a couple of people talk about it, and I heard him and one of his products, talks about that. So I want you to also continue with that, Maurice, because your product helps with that as well.
Yeah, I know for a fact. The thing that hit me, my mother transitioned in 2015 to go be with the Lord as a result of complications from Alzheimer's. And I found out that leaky gut, syndrome causes Alzheimer's. It can cause Alzheimer's, whether your gut leaks. The Coca-Colas, you pour Coca-Cola on the battery of a car, it eats off the corrosion. Well, what does it eat off on the inside of you? My mother, the week she was in hospice, I was helping the doctors change her. I mean, you have the nurse change her, and I saw the blood there. And I realized she'd been taking those pills the doctor gave her for that for years. Well, you know, pharmaceutical companies all about, they're not into the cure, they're into the treatment. It's about, you know, the money is not in the cure. And so when I started realizing this, I said, wait a minute, there's got to be something. I started to learn about this, and when I found out about it, I said, man, I got to tell everybody with a stomach. I ain't gonna talk to nobody if you don't have a stomach. But if you got a gut, you got this, because most of the issues with all the things that leaks out of your intestines, your stomach, gets in your bloodstream. And your bloodstream goes all over your head. So all these folks dealing with high blood pressure, gout, dealing with all these issues, migraines, they're popping more pills, but they're not getting to the root to what's going on. It's a toxic gut. You know, and now we've been talking about mental health. Every time you hear about a school shooting, mass shooting, mental health, mental health, mental health. And the pastor was talking about that. I'm so glad to hear him. I'm ready to go to Canton, Mississippi to go to his church, because I don't get to hear pastor talking like this. Everything is just pray for it and it'll be okay. Yeah, prayer does work, but there is some, the mental health is real. And sometimes what's going on in folks' stomach. My background has been mental health. I was a school counselor, and I've also done the, you know, domestic violence counseling, been in law enforcement. So there are lots of areas I've seen, but I know the diet of some of the people that what they eat causes a lot of our own illnesses. We, you know, I tell people all the time that comfort food also will make you a perfect comfort right in that casket. Okay, you'll be comforted, right? You'll be real comfortable. All the stuff. So we have to look at what we're doing. True. And this leads to a lot of mental health issues. What's going on with what's inside of it? As a matter of fact, research is already saying that. I tell people all the time, if they go to PubMed, PubMed.gov, that's an independent research firm. They've been talking about this, and doctors have been talking about Harvard Medical School doing research on it. They're saying that what goes into your gut goes into your brain. There's a curve. Matter of fact, have you ever heard somebody say, I had to make a gut-wrenching decision? Something my gut told me. Guess what? We've been saying that for years. Now, research is proving it now that there's a direct correlation to it's called your gut microbiome. That's a word you're going to be hearing a lot. Microbiome. I've seen the commercials on TV now where they're changing dog food about the gut, Purina dog chow. They've been talking about what's going on in the dogs and cats' guts. But wait a minute. What about humans? What's going on in our stomach that's causing all this other stuff? The acid reflux and lactose intolerance and all kind of issues that people are having. And as a pastor, no, when I said that, how many people in prayer line praying for something, that condition they got, going to church, you know, hey, I got this surgery, and going back to men again, that fear, I don't want nobody touching me. Men, they're afraid of a little finger. You know, I don't want to go get tested. Now I heard, because of now Chadwick Boseman, they're now changing, the insurance companies are changing it to get that colonoscopy at 45 now. It used to be 50. They just changed it because, think about it. He was a young man, 45 years old, leaving this world way too soon. Because of things that's happening. And there's so many other men who wait at the doctor saying, if you'd have came 5 years ago, if you'd have come 10 years ago, it's too late. You in stage 4 now, and you 52. You know, because I ain't going no die. I don't want to know. But I've heard people say that. No, like the pastor said, go get checked up. Yeah, you know, we know that God is the great physician. Jesus is great physician. Yeah, we understand that. But also, like he said, if you can go get some prevention and watch what you're eating, change your perspective. What you're eating and what they're drinking and what they're smoking and all this stuff you put inside in your body, then the side effects start happening, and now you're feeding the pharmaceutical companies all these millions and billions of dollars because something that could have been prevented. And I think men need to understand this and step forward and say, wait a minute, I can't, you know, it's always nice for somebody else to do something for us. But if I can do something myself to prevent,
Right.
You know, the old message, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Uh-huh.
Being able to do this and educate people, and even children learning how to take care of that toxic gut. Because I understand it. I mean, for me to have shed 15 pounds since January and on this path to doing better, also the doctor put me on that cholesterol medicine 14 months ago. Got blood work done. My cholesterol is normal. My blood pressure, you got 135 over 95. Now it's to being 120 over 78, or sometimes 110 over 80. You know, that's a big change. I realize that those little changes in our life can add life years onto our life, because I know we've seen too many people leaving early. But so, hey, I could talk a lot about this, but one thing I know, working with a lot of men who been involved with a lot of violent situations, assaulting their partners and all this kind of stuff. They got all this anger built up inside of them. And then they realized that, number one, she was disrespecting me. I felt like all these kind of things. Sometimes they need a place where they can talk.
Absolutely.
And talk, because most of the time men don't do what we doing. Because I got to suck it up. I got to, don't man up. We tell a 5-year-old man up. Well, he 5. So now he's 35. He can't talk to his wife because he's thinking I don't want her to think I'm weak. I don't want her to think I'm soft. All this foolishness. When in reality, most women want a man to be vulnerable. And that's a word that men don't want to hear. Vulnerable. Oh no, I don't want to be. Oh Lord, no. But most women want a man who will express himself to her.
That's right. Mr. James, you were here to say something?
Yeah, that's awesome, Doc. I so appreciate everything you're saying. But I want to remind people, and just add this little bit to what you're saying. Everybody want to quote scriptures to you. And it is difficult to bring someone into the church, especially men, when you're going to keep quoting scriptures at them. And if they're not been in church, they have no clue what you're talking about. So we want to talk to them about where they are. But here's one scripture that I share with them all the time. I said, don't neglect Genesis 1:1. Don't neglect Revelation 22:18. But keep this in mind. In 3 John and 2, the Bible says, beloved, I wish that thou mayest prosper, be in good health, even as thy soul prospers. Let's just forget about the prosperity and going to heaven. Let's deal with where we are right now. Have good health. We get that by understanding God intended for us to be healthy. He created us to be healthy. We've done the damage. How do we undo the damage? By looking to the source where all these things come from. The smartest doctor in the world with the best degree, gone to the best school, at best, is a diagnosis. That's all he can do, is tell you what's wrong with you. So we have to teach men how to understand how to take care of ourselves. And trust me, at my age, I thank God for my wife, because she's constantly reminding me about diet, about rest, things that I should be doing to take care of my body.
Absolutely. You, Charles, you want to add anything to that?
One thing that I call is the crack that's killing the blacks, and the blacks with the whites too.
Okay.
One thing that's killing us is that white crack, and that's sugar.
Sugar. Yep.
That's it. We can talk all day, but sugar is the crack. That is the crack killing us. I felt the best in my life when I took 30 days off the sugar. I felt the best. I weighed the less. I weighed the less. My blood pressure was down the best in 10 years. Only because just 30 days off of sugar. Sugar is the crack that's killing everybody right about now. It's the sugar. And when I say sugar, I'm talking about the whites, like the pastas, the rice, the potatoes. Those sugars too. Not just the sweetness, but the other sugars also. That's the thing I had.
Bread, everything. You're right, brother.
Yeah. I like that.
That is so true. And not only that, the father of medicine, said over 800 years ago that all disease starts in the gut. And you thought that, he talked about that whole point. And when you talking about that sugar, the white crack, that's exactly, I knew where you were going with it, because everything we got, they sneaking in there in the bread. It's always in there, and sugar turns straight to fat. And Coke, if you take a sandwich bag and just hold it up and pour sugar into it, about 1 inch from the bottom, that's how much sugar is in one Coca-Cola.
Right.
And one Coca-Cola, all that sugar is in there. And how many people got the 2 liters and drinking it and they wonder why. And like he said, when he got off that sugar, everything, our skin, everything starts to change.
Yep.
And you then look on the back of labels. They have not only sugar, they have added sugar.
Yes.
Then they got keywords, which is sugar on top of sugar. What is that? That syrup, a fructose syrup.
Fructose?
Yes, sugar. It's in there, and that's what. And then you get addicted. Believe it or not, people love sugar, and so it's one of the things that we could talk a lot about. But our health is truly our wealth, because you can have all the money in the world.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go into how can people contact you. Let's start with you, Charles.
Charles Little, you want to put it in the chat or you want to do it now?
Huh?
Put it in the chat or do it now?
Yeah, just go ahead and tell them.
Oh,
either way.
336-509-7052. That's 336-509-7052. And also at chuck.champions with the S at gmail.com. That's chuck.champions with the S at gmail.com.
Awesome. All right, Maurice, can you give your contact information, how people can contact you?
They can reach me at 704-502-3953. 704-502-3953. They can also reach me by email, and that's lovebiom22@gmail.com. I'll put that's LOVEBIOM22@gmail.com. They can reach out to me those 2 ways. I'll put it in the chat as well.
Awesome. All right, Mr. James, how can people contact you?
The easiest way to contact me is call me 919-272-7063, or go to www.mycantonchurch.com and pull up our app, and every connection we have will be through that app. You can find anything you want to know about us. You can go to our website at harvestofhopems.com. You can catch us on Facebook at Harvest of Hope Christian Center and Campus. You can catch us on YouTube at Harvest of Hope Christian Center, or you can stand out there on the highway and holler, and we'll come running.
Awesome. So if you guys want to put it in the chat, that's fine, and I'll put it here as well. And while we're doing that, let's end with some words of encouragement. So who wants to start? Charles, you can go first. Give us some words of encouragement.
I'm gonna quote one of Les Brown's famous sayings: "If life deals you a bad hand or you fall down, make sure you land on your back, because if you look up, you can get up."
Great minds think alike, brother. I was about to come with it. You already got. I appreciate that. That's a good one. Okay.
I would encourage people to always remember this: it's not as bad as it seems.
Absolutely.
And it's as good as you want it to be.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I would say this whole point to me is that if you want to be the best, you got to be better than the rest.
Okay.
You have to plug in right now, because stop making excuses, because you can't make money and excuses at the same time. You're going to make one or the other. And people nowadays love to make excuses why they can't make it. But if you want to be the best, like I said, you got to be better than the rest. And that means plug in, learn something new, go make it happen, because you were put here for a reason. And as Les Brown always says, out of the million sperm cells,
that's
you
right.
came into the world of champion.
That's right.
You came in the world of champion because you here.
That's
so
right.
If you're not winning, you got to re-examine why you're not.
Well, one thing that we do have a men's ministry that we're putting back on the website. I mean, on Facebook, is where brother to brother, where we get together and let's chat. And one of the things I tell people every day, I do not care what it looks like, where it came from, how long you've had it, or what you expect from it. You are who you choose to be.
That's right.
You make that decision, and then you make that change.
Love it. Love
Also,
it.
Lord, can I say also,
Sure.
don't let a label define you or describe you. Don't let
Thank
label
you.
define you or describe you.
Amen.
Anybody can put a label on you. They label my mentor eligible, mentally retarded. That's what they labeled him.
Okay.
He went on to become the #1 speaker in the world, Ohio State representative, and they labeled him EMR. But you know what they told him to do with them labels, and you know what he told him to do with those labels.
All right.
So don't let a person label, because somebody's personal opinion is just their personal opinion. It has nothing to do with you. It's just their personal opinion.
There's a whole lot more we could tell them, but we're gonna save some for Saturday.
That's right. Hey, look here, guys. I'm looking for. Look here. I'm bringing 2 big sponges. I'm gonna put them on. I'm gonna touch y'all with those sponges.
Absolutely.
Put all that in, man.
I'm going in a lightweight. I'm coming out a heavyweight.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank
Awesome.
you so much. Thank you very much, all of you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm so excited about this. I'm trying to put everybody's information so people can see it. Y'all, come Saturday. I'm telling you, it's going to be off the chain. It's needed, and this is what kingdom is. You know, we have church, but I believe this is what kingdom is. We're going to have the men's panel. We're going to have some quartet groups. We're going to have some moms. We're going to have some vendors. We're going to have some sponsors. So come on out. It's only $10 to attend, and you're going to get probably a whole lot more worth than you think. The connections is going to be there. The inspiration is going to be there. You're able to talk to people, connect with people, get information, follow up with people. We're going to make it happen. So definitely make sure you guys come on out. Again, it's Saturday, March 25th at 11 a.m. at Beyond Measure Ministries, 904 East Main Street, Hall River, North Carolina. All right. So I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you all. And Kibi, he will be there with his food truck. Charles will be there vending. Pastor James from Mississippi. He done came down from Mississippi, so y'all know it's gonna be good. It's going to be there on the panel, and then Maurice is going to be also on the panel, and he's bringing his product as well. So definitely make sure you guys stay connected. We just have a couple of more days. Make sure you like and share this broadcast. So people can hear what we're talking about, because it's real life issues, and that's what Divine Connection is all about. Go ahead and get your tickets registered there. If you need to pay the door, you can. If you need to do Cash App, we have that too. Cash App, $I overflow. If you need to. All right. And if you want to if you can't be there and you want to send a donation, we take those as well. All right. Yeah. So listen, we are grateful for the opportunity for you guys to be there. And we'll see. I want you to be there, and then we'll go from there. Thank you guys, Maurice, Charles, James, Kibi. Thank you guys for coming on today and being my guest. Y'all hold tight. I am Deloris Williams with Divine Connections. Make sure you stay connected to the #1 Divine Connector, which is Jesus Christ. You guys hold on for me, okay?
Okay.
And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday, so hold tight, y'all.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Hey, we've got exciting news from Divine Connections Marketing Services. Now you can create your own custom video commercial for your business or organization. It's time for you to win. Your product or service is someone's solution, so get the attention of your potential customers now. Choose from a 30 or 60-second commercial today. Just email us at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com and we can get started. Connect today and let's get started making your custom video commercial now. Divine Connections Magazine. Get major exposure for your business. Is someone looking for your service? Do you need networking? Are you a gospel artist or a ministry? Do you have a major event that you want to promote? Divine Connections Magazine has the solution for you. We can distribute to residents, businesses, churches, and online. Don't miss this opportunity to expand your marketing locally and around the world. Find out more about us at divineconnectionsmagazine.com. Get your spot in the next issue of Divine Connections Magazine by emailing us for details at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com.
Make sure to like us on Facebook at Divine Connections Marketing. follow us on Instagram at Divine Connections.
Let's get it started now.